Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another shitpost stream with me and Rags. How you doing, Rags?
I'm great. Things are great.
Things are great. Um,
Yeah.
no, I'm glad to hear it. So we're just going to be just talking shit about things that have gone on, I guess. I mean, unless you've got any particular plans for anything or anything like that. I've got,
No plans. Who knows what will happen? Who knows what the stream will bring?
oh well, probably
Maybe
end
we'll
up
take
being
suggestions
deplatformed.
from the audience. Is there an audience or is this?
There is. You say that. I'm actually just
Oh,
sorting out the chat so I can actually see it now. Good
oh
evening,
boy.
chat. How are you doing?
Hello, chat.
Should find a way of putting it on the screen, but boomer. So, can I ask you who Itika is, please?
A who?
Itika.
The guy. Yeah. I only know about him because of the recent stuff, the tragedy surrounding his death. But I guess he was a Super Smash Brothers streamer, and he'd kind of gotten into some interesting stuff in the past regarding like getting arrested on stream, and I think he had some mental issues, and it's kind of a tragedy, really. And I feel really bad. I never knew the guy. I never watched his stuff. I only learned about him through for unfortunate reasons. But I feel really bad about it. It's strange, but I guess it's kind of just the reality of the world we live in, where you're going to have these kinds of people who make their living and who have their whole persona as an entertainer through the internet, and we're just going to be exposed to their tragedies.
Yeah, but the thing is,
It's real
I'd never
exciting.
heard of him before, right? So I don't have an opinion, good or bad, about him.
Yeah, I
But
don't know either.
I found this article. It came by through my social media feed, titled "Nearly 2 million people have signed a petition to bury him at YouTube HQ."
Really?
Yeah, that seems a bit weird,
Um,
doesn't
First off, that is cursed ground.
it?
Second off,
Yeah, why would you want to bury him
I
there?
yeah, I don't know about his personal life. I would imagine that like he had like a family, that he had friends or something going on in his real world, and they would. I mean, why? I guess they imagine it's poetic in some kind of a sense to have him buried at the headquarters of the place where he became famous and where he gathered his following. And I think I understand the intention of it, but I don't. I wouldn't want to be buried at YouTube's HQ.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I imagine he hadn't said where he wanted to be buried or anything, but like,
I mean, at
what?
his age, it's not the thing that people think about. I mean,
No, of
I don't think
course
about
not.
where I want to be buried. I don't know.
Well, maybe you should. Jesus. Apparently, the Reaper can come for any of us at any time.
Apparently, but man, it really is a tragedy. It really
Yeah.
is. I mean, he couldn't have been very old. He was probably what, 30 at most.
Yeah, he looks like 30 at most. He looks younger,
And
to be honest, but these days it's hard to judge people's age, isn't it?
yeah,
So,
but I feel really sorry for the family, and it was kind of a lead up to this too. There was a lot of stuff that had happened with him and the police, and stuff he'd said, and I suppose he'd threatened to kill himself before, and he'd done some weird stuff.
oh, hang on a second. He actually did say in one of his videos that when he dies, he wants to be buried at YouTube headquarters.
Oh, give him what he
Jesus.
wants.
Right, yeah, okay. So, needless to say, that's the thing that sparked the. I did wonder, actually. I hadn't read through this. I'd literally just opened up for this.
Chat saying he's 29. Man,
What a lie of a headline. Nearly 2 million. No, it's 1.2 million.
1.2. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
not.
not nearly 2 million.
No, why? It's just fake news on something I mean, a million's still more than enough. For
Yeah, I mean, it's
Christ's
not like
sake.
it's not impressive to say a million people made a petition
Or
to
more
give this
than a
man what he
million.
wanted.
Get a stream
To
that's
be, I
for
mean,
more
if he
than a.
was allowed to be buried at YouTube's HQ, it would be one of the few times that Google actually did something for their content creators. You just have to die to get it.
That is a very good point. God. I tell you what, they really are awful at the moment. And the things that they say, like the way they talk, like, oh, it was terribly sad for us all that Donald Trump got elected. It's like, why? It's a president, not not like something in your daily life that's everywhere, omnipresent. Unless, of course, you deal exclusively with like the news cycle, and then Donald Trump is omnipresent and always in all aspects of your life, which must suck for you guys. But yeah, so that was just the thing that I saw. I was like, oh, what's the story behind this?
Well, I mean, I heard that. Did they take his channel down? Did they remove his channel or block it or
I don't know.
delete it or something?
We should watch the Democratic debates.
Should we really? Yeah, we could do that.
The thing is, it's gone on for ages, and I think his channel has been taken down.
Well, I don't know about you, but if I died, then the last thing I would want is to have the closest thing that I'll get to immortality taken away.
Yeah.
I would want my channel to stay up into perpetuity so that at least there would be a way for me to affect the world and to do good even after I've departed from it.
And not only
I would be extremely upset.
It's the historical record of you.
Yeah.
Why eradicate the historical record of a person?
I mean, so much of what we do is it's archived here on YouTube for history.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad
and it continues to do good. The messages that we have continue to do good for the world. And even after we're gone, we can look back, just like we look back on old philosophers and politicians and heroes of all kinds. YouTubers, in a way, are like that in a similar sense. Not to aggrandize the concept, but many of them can be.
Well, yeah, the one there are definitely people like that, and it just seems really odd to like erase history. These things are completely valid. They don't stop being valid just because they're in the past. That's their context. Why take them down? I just don't see the reason. But
next to the front steps of the National Archives in Washington D.C., there's a stone sign that says "The past is prologue."
So, did you know that Bernie Sanders has a Twitch stream?
I heard that he would be twitching. Yes.
I don't know if he's there. I'll just put it on the screen.
To be fair, I think that it's wonderful because it's better late than never. But I'm very, very glad that Bernie Sanders will get a taste of what it's like to work a day in his life.
Yep. Is there a Democratic debate tonight? Is there? Because he's doing a pre-debate show featuring the campaign co-chair Rep. Ro Khanna.
Is Sanders going to be in this debate?
I don't know.
Because there's like 27 people running.
Yeah.
I didn't catch the last one. I need to watch some streams going over it, catch it later on. But I don't know if it's going to be possible at this point to knock my vote away from the God Emperor. He's kind of doing a pretty good job.
Well, Tulsi Gabbard definitely won the previous one. The only bits that I've really seen are clips of them. Apparently, at one point, they all started speaking Spanish to each other. It's like, what are you doing?
It's like, oh, now I want to vote for you.
Yeah. I've got an article from The Hill here. Drudge instant poll shows Gabbard winning the first Democratic debate in a landslide.
That's good, because she's the only reasonable one that I would even be close to voting for.
Yeah, I'm saying, though, people should probably support Elizabeth Warren for the racial purity aspect.
I agree.
I think she might be the whitest person in existence, and I think that the ethno-state needs to happen. And I think that the left are so consumed with racial identity politics at this point that they have to view things through a racial lens. So we have to look at each candidate as their race, and as the racially pure candidate, I think Elizabeth Warren is most fitting.
At this point, they should have every race just get together, choose their representative for the presidency, and then debate.
Good point.
I don't want any of this straddling the line. I'm half this, I'm half that.
I don't want to hear about your policies.
No. Yeah. Half white, too white for me.
Man, we should listen to some of that.
I don't know, like through the window from the outside in to some strange family,
Yeah, like
it
Bizarro
really was
World,
interesting.
where
It was like
everything,
Bizarro World.
everything is just race. Everything is just race, and it's like, okay.
I guess to those in the chat who don't,
Did you listen to some of it?
oh, I did. It was like listening to aliens from another planet.
Fucking
It was legitimately interesting. I was kind of like, wow, it's like it's like gazing into might be referring to. We were talking about a small podcast on SoundCloud called Consensus, I think.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the link.
It was very interesting. It was very insightful. Would be one thing to call it.
Here we go. Right, okay, I've got it. Right, yeah, it's the Consensus podcast, right? But the thing about it, I'll get up a watch together or something. But the thing about it that's really interesting is it's hosted by it's 7 black women who are also involved in British politics. So they've got Conservatives, Labour, Liberal Democrats, and the thing that binds them all together, and the reason that they're there, is because they're all black women, and they talk about being black women.
They talk about black.
Yeah, all the time.
That's what they talk about. They talk that's it. That's the world that they live in. That is the lens through which they view all of the cosmos. That's it.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
this
is season 1, episode 6. Racism, colorism, and the term BAME.
That's literally all we're going to talk about.
Which is now I don't know if they shorten it BAME.
Yes,
but that is Black, Asian, and minority ethnic.
That is correct.
And I suppose, not to be confused with Bame, a village in China, but apparently this is just a UK demographic. It doesn't exist outside the UK, really?
Oh, shit, sorry.
Because I've never really heard it before, ever. Maybe I'm just not woke enough and I'm out of the loop.
Right, okay. Yeah, no, it's a particular acronym that they use in the UK. I'm just going to send you the Watch Together link.
Sure. Don't show the link on stream.
I will try not to.
Or we will have guests.
Right, okay. I won't do that.
Now, you said to start watching at 25 minutes, and I did, and I was mesmerized.
Was 25 minutes about right? Yeah.
That's when you said for me to start listening.
Yeah.
So I don't know how golden the first 25 minutes were. I'm sure they were magical.
I felt that they were building up to about that point.
Yeah.
There's no point. There's nothing to see, so I'm not going to bother sharing screen.
Well, I'm fine with you taking 25 minutes to get to the point if your stream is 5 hours. But when half of your podcast is build up,
yeah, I'll start at about minute 20. So it's about then when they start going right off the deep end. So let's see if this works all right.
Diverse. I think most party memberships, when they did that review, they found that party members are overwhelmingly male, overwhelmingly white, and overwhelmingly old.
Rags, you feeling all right? Actually, my throat's a little sore, which is why I probably sound a little off, which is why there's no exclusively games review this week, because my throat actually feels kind of So I've boosted myself pretty high so I don't have to speak loudly.
So
thank you for your concern.
Can you hear the podcast all right?
Yeah. No, you haven't started it.
Okay.
It's there. It's set to 2024.
Right, I've just set it to 1958. Can you see it?
Uh-huh. I can, yes.
Of politics, the more they want a local person, someone who actually understands
so
their issues.
for Watch Together, if you click on the video itself, it'll start and stop. Just use the arrows at the bottom left. The play button at the bottom left side there by the time.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's not playing for me. It's now it caught up to 2004.
Yeah.
But I can't hear it.
And I think that's important.
So
yeah. It's a really difficult thing to balance. It's
Let me rejoin.
Okay.
Give it a second to catch on up to the mark you've set it at.
Right, okay. I'll just I'll go through some super chats while we're doing this. Thanks, Alan. Rag Sargon, great as always. Thanks, man. Hey, Sargon, just want to support. Also, hope a bird flies and craps on Carlos Mazda's face. Left-wing Puritans. That would be amazing. Thanks, Chris, Josh, Isaac, and Chris again. Person of anonymity. Biological and political success is/could help be by conservatives having comparatively larger families. Politics is largely genetics, as Pew. Donating sperm and eggs to lefties could help. I encourage it. They won't raise the children, though, the lefties. Douglas Jackson, thank you. Tulsi named the Saudi during the debates. Yeah, she's pretty solid all around, actually. I really like Tulsi.
She named the Saudi? What do you mean?
Saudi Arabia has an undue influence on the US. Isn't the US energy independent as well? But,
I think we're the world's largest producer of oil now.
Yeah,
and we got a lot of coal and everything. And I'm not sure. I don't think we're energy independent, but I think it would be. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would imagine it's not unreasonable for it to be possible.
Get those dirty smear merchants straight up raunchy there. Bury him in the 1990s where his hair and clothes belong. That poor guy. I can't remember if he looks like Kid or Play. #boomer memory. Good point, actually, though, Shelley. It's weird how the hairstyles come back around. Watched this stream about 2 weeks ago. Rest in peace. He wanted to be buried as an FU to YouTube. Oh, really?
Huh. Well, now it's our moral imperative to get him there.
Yeah, exactly. If it's a fuck you to YouTube, I mean...
I can support that. Hell yeah.
Sargon, is D&D Crusader still happening? If not, can you at least buy me a rope to hang myself with? The only thing that makes my work bearable. No, it's going to be Vampire Nazis on Arch Warhammer's channel. I missed this week because stuff came up, but I will be here probably not next week, actually, but the week after I'll definitely be here. I'll try and arrange it another time or something. But that's where it's going to be. Can we make memes of Cortez's border photo shoot with captions like "feeling oppressed, might virtue signal later, #real tears"? Yes, you can and should. Get a Streamlabs boomer. Yeah, but I can't figure it out. It would be nice to dig at YouTube. Mm-hmm. The bigotry of low expectations at its worst. Yep. Run for office in the States. Oh God, my wife would kill me. Stream the Democratic debates. Yeah, I'm probably not be up that late. Rags, thoughts on Sargon oppressing your people?
I don't understand. Oh, we solved that back in 1776.
Just pay the fucking stamp tax.
No. Into the harbor it goes.
YouTube free super chat for Sargon. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, Andrew. Right, okay. Right. Let's see if this works. Tell me if you hear anything.
Cool thing to balance. Like our membership is not that ethnically diverse.
So you jump in at 20 minutes, and it's already, our membership isn't ethnically diverse.
I'm at 2014.
Yeah. But we jump in there and it's already about like ethnic diversity. It's fucking hell.
Yes.
So
this is the Black podcast.
Yeah.
That is the entirety of basically everything. Now, I'd get tired of talking about it eventually. I'd be like, now, I guess you could say I'm white, so I would be really sick of talking about whiteness for an hour. I'd be sick of talking about it for 5 minutes.
I just have better things to do. Like, doesn't anyone? Well, apparently these women don't. But let's carry on for a bit because it just
like sunburn sucks, doesn't it, guys? Yeah, it's shit.
I think most party memberships, when they did that review, they found that party members are overwhelmingly male, overwhelmingly white, and overwhelmingly like old.
Oh, revolution
and
now.
Somehow we had like the youngest mean age, which I don't understand, but sure. But it's the same. It's that the image of like a party member looks the same in every party. It's a 50-something-year-old white man.
Well, it's like that. It's starting to. There we go. I don't know.
She's in Britain. What the hell was she expecting?
Yeah, a part of me thinks, well, yeah, obviously. Guess what the parties in Japan and China look like? I'll give you 3 guesses.
You know what? I bet they're overwhelmingly Japanese and Chinese, overwhelmingly male, and about 50 years old on average.
Black representation in Japanese politics is abysmal. Something should be done about it.
They do need diversity, don't they?
They really do. Yeah, because I hear Japan's doing terrible. So what they need is ethnic diversity.
Yeah, Japan sucks, actually. No, don't go there.
And I think, so more people need to join political parties and be the change. If you can't see the change, be the change. And you have to sometimes just step up and be your own role model.
Okay, how many of you ladies are in politics?
All of them, actually. So
really?
Yeah, that's the point. That's the reason I started listening to this.
Oh,
because
very good.
It is a political podcast. So on the plus side on that, I actually completely agree with them. If you don't see what you want there, you go and do it, So basically, service guarantee citizenship. That's what they're coming out with. But
I'm glad they're putting themselves there where they say they should be. I mean, we don't get that often. That's kind of refreshing.
Yeah, but they're talking almost exclusively about race.
Yeah. At least some part of me is like, oh, they're sort of they're actually kind of doing what they're saying, which is new.
Well, no, they are. I mean, don't give me wrong. You've got to give them credit on that score.
It's just nowadays you hear so often from feminist types that we need more women in STEM fields, and they're saying this with their degree in gender studies. They're not actually doing anything themselves.
Yes, that is one of my favorite hypocrisies.
Else will come along who's inspired by you and may even do a better job.
Exactly.
And then so sorry, we've got a bit distracted there. So going back to the question, which was about conversations and social media, is social media a threat to stamping out racial discrimination, or is it, how do we feel about it?
I think with social media, there are two sides to it. I think there's the ugly side, I think in this digital
It's like, fucking hell. Sorry, is there something we can do about these spam links in the chat?
Yeah, we can, actually.
I'm trying. Kill the bots? I'm trying, man. There's so many of them. I must have removed at least a dozen. Hide comments, hide user on the channel. I've probably done it like 12.5 times at least now. It's insane. Where the hell are they coming from? There must, Jesus Christ, man.
Just adding some moderators, hang on.
Yeah. Surely, eventually, you'll be like, we've gotten... Because you only have to ban each one once, but there's so many, they just keep coming and coming and coming. And they're in Arabic, too, which is very...
We can't even understand you. You didn't even get us to do what you wanted. Right, okay. So,
all right.
I have modded some people.
They followed you from Arch's channel.
Damn it.
It made it easier for people to be racist, It's become a space where cyber racism has been allowed to flourish. You constantly have keyboard warriors. You have people saying the most disgusting and sickening thing to you behind a screen. And I know this is an issue that politicians are having with companies such as Twitter, and in their response.
Back in the day, politicians got told nasty ass things to their faces in person. So consider
sometimes
yourself,
they got shot.
Yeah, they literally would get shot or stabbed or have things thrown at them. So in the hierarchy of harassment, having some random icon type things at you don't like. Not terrible. Not saying it's great, but not terrible.
Actually, I would call that a significant improvement on the previous paradigm.
This is the progress that we should be proud of as a civilization.
Yeah, we're no longer murdering politicians. We're just insulting them on Twitter.
To acting when these kind of things happen, someone saying that they want to hang someone, they want to kill them, they want to rape.
See, judging by the rhetoric, that was the intent behind it. But at least someone didn't build up and get it, and go out and do it.
Back in the day, right? Back in the day, we'd actually go out and lynch people. Nowadays, we have people typing anonymously that they would like to lynch someone. But they can't do it because of, I guess, how racist our society is.
I don't think we should use the word lynch in that context. It just strikes me as something that will be taken out of context.
I personally disavow lynching, just for the record. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Rags officially disavows lynching.
I officially disavow lynching.
Welcome to 2019. Well, we have to give our official positions on lynching.
But
what if
all
they
sorts of
give
terrible,
consent?
terrible things. Like social
Huh?
media has allowed this
Oh,
to
you get in the watch
incre-
together, nerd.
Oh yeah, nerd.
We're listening to Black Podcast.
Yeah, Blackcast. It's literally just people talking about race.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 ladies who are UK politicians to whatever degree. And they are talking about racism, colorism, and the term BAME.
even recently when Sajid Javid became Home Secretary. The number of tweets I was seeing online was just ridiculous. He was getting called an Uncle Tom. He was
Say
saying
what?
that, and people were saying, "Why are they allowing Muslims into the cabinet? They just want to allow more Muslims into the country. All sorts
But
of."
he was in the cabinet before.
No, but I think the people didn't really.
I mean, it's just a natural result of having any large amount of people comment on literally anything that some people out there will say dumb things.
I find it really
That's the-
interesting, though, that the first thing that jumped to her mind was Uncle Tom. They weren't calling him like a mud slime or something. They were calling him an Uncle Tom. This abuse was coming from racial identitarians on the left rather than racial identitarians on the right.
I'm glad I'm not a racial identitarian, or I'd
Yeah,
feel
me too.
bad.
Well, I just want to be clear. I think racial identitarianism is dumb.
I disavow both
yeah,
racial identitarianism and lynching.
Man, there's a long list of things we're going to disavow by the end of the stream. Scrub,
Well,
did you...
don't say it plainly, or else they'll figure out our dastardly secret
what? Disavowal.
that we disavow all of these things.
I disavow bad things and I vow good things.
Me too.
Vote Sargon.
That's my political stance.
Yeah, that'd just be my manifesto. Just,
More good, less bad. Vote rags.
Scrump, you there, man?
Yes, I'm here. I'm trying to get this damn thing to work, and it just won't.
Are you on the watch together?
I am trying to. You keep trying to launch the SoundCloud app. I'm currently on my phone. Is the problem?
Oh. I've never
Yeah, what's
used to watch together on my phone.
No.
It doesn't work.
No.
Right. You might have to jump out, I guess, then, man, because we're streaming at the moment.
I know. I was trying to get it working, unfortunately.
Well, I'd say
that's
we can pause it and leave it for another time. What have you been up to, man?
Oh no. Oh, I've moved.
Oh, where did you move to? Did you actually get to the US?
No, I'm not in the US.
Oh.
I'm currently in the South.
Oh, whereabouts?
I ended up,
Brazil?
ended up moving. No, Kent.
Right.
Oh.
Okay. Well, next time I'm in London, you can come up and visit.
Yeah, that's the point. I can actually see you more easily now. I
Awesome.
can come kiss the Soy Father's ring.
Or you could go and hang out. It could be cool. We'll go to one of the Comedy Unleashed, man.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, they're
We
really
should do.
good. So,
I've heard they are.
yeah, I can actually talk about it now because Vice magazine did an expose on it. Let me find it. Hang on. We'll see what they say about it. And as someone who's been there, I can tell you what it's about.
Oh, were there inappropriate jokes?
Maybe.
Oh.
In fact, I'll whack the thing in the symposium so you can see it. Then I'll put it on the screen. Hang on, because this is exactly what you expect. Inside London's free speech comedy night, Vice magazine, quote unquote free speech as well. Comedians who
Empire
believe
Strikes
you
Back.
can't say anything anymore perform to a who's who of the British right. Paul Joseph Watson, Toby Young, and Breitbart editor James Dellingpole. Basically, this is the sort of dissident populists, and it's not just right wingers who go there either. It's people who are critical of political correctness. That's who goes there. It's really good.
Or maybe people who just want to laugh. Like
Well,
you,
yeah.
you don't have to have a super political opinion to want to go to a comedy night.
Yeah, but a lot of it is focused on the contemporary politics that we're living in. So a lot of it does lampoon those people who never get lampooned. It's awesome.
Even the title of this article has free speech in quotes.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's really that.
I mean, it begins with, "This is not a safe space. If you have come here, you're going to get offended. Fuck off," says Francis Foster, compare at Comedy Unleashed, a monthly event that describes itself as London's only free-thinking comedy night. We were in a bar in Bethnal Green. The audience about 100 people, mostly men. and a
Mostly
handful-
men.
Yeah,
Important to note.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the bad ones, probably white,
I
including
love it when they do that.
including a handful of right-wing notables.
Mostly
I
men.
could see Paul Joseph Watson, the conspiracist YouTuber, sitting at the front. Dan Dukes, Nigel Farage's press officer near him. Toby Young, the perpetually disgraced journalist.
heard
Close
of
to the
him.
back. God, this is a bitchy fucking guy, isn't it?
They're so upset people are having fun.
Yeah. That's exactly
That's
it.
SJWs in a nutshell. They are so upset people are enjoying themselves.
Yeah. It was co-founded by Andrew Doyle, who's awesome, who writes the satirical broadcast character Jonathan Pye, and is the mastermind behind Tatiana McGrath. So honestly, this Comedy Unleashed is actually really awesome. I've been there like 2-3 times now. It's really good fun. This wasn't meant to be an advert for it, but it's just funny that Britain has such a problem with the left at the moment that we need free speech, underground free speech clubs to mock them, and then Vice magazine infiltrate with a fucking reporter and actually report about it as if it's evil.
We infiltrated the crowd at a comedy club by buying a ticket and sitting in a chair.
It's literally open to the public.
They appreciate your money.
It feels like this should be someone should do a parody of that kind of article where someone goes to watch a rom-com. It's like the crowd, mainly women.
And
I can imagine him sitting in the audience with like a hat and the glasses that have the fake nose and mustache on it, trying to blend in.
Yeah. How do you do, fellow right-wingers?
Hello, fellow men.
But boy, I sure do hate them blacks, don't you? God, fucking.
I disavow lynching.
Imagine being like some sort of Vice journalist and sitting there in the crowd, just like brooding, just hating everyone.
See, listen to this, right? Listen to this. Second, there was an appetite from parts of the audience for hostility towards the political left, women, and minorities. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Bunch of
Can I get a
right-wing,
transcript?
misogynist racists. Go there.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, it's mostly men, so of course,
Yep.
There was I linked it the other I think it was yesterday I linked it. There was that CBS piece that they did on the angry gaming videos, and sure enough, one of the hosts was like, "Oh, and they're mostly men." Like they just it's always brought up, mostly men. Whenever there's anything, it's mostly men, and it's bad. It's legitimately bad to have something that's mostly men. That's how it's treated. It's a flaw.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just getting the article up. CNET. Meet the angry gaming YouTubers who turn outrage into views. Dun dun dun.
It's
My
mainly
God,
article
who's
about
ever
Jeremy,
who's ever turned outraged into clicks before? What the fuck?
Can you
this is
imagine?
Revolutionary. By the way, Russia hacked the elections.
I'm glad cable news would never do that.
The thing is, there's been like 3 articles about the angry gamer YouTubers, and like all of them center on like they've got this hate winner for Jeremy right now. Like he seems to be someone they're lining up to try and have his channel removed at the moment.
Well, hang on a second. Let me have a quick look at his metrics, and then we'll see why. Oh, look at that, 15
that's
million views a month. Yeah, I can see why they're doing that.
Oh no, he's doing incredibly well.
Yeah,
a
he's
lot
doing
better than any
great.
of his gaming publications are.
Yeah, no, oh man, it's awesome. I love seeing people succeed. It's fucking awesome. No, it's serious. He's fucking smashing their faces in. That's why. No wonder they're so angry.
They should have just let him play MTG. Why didn't they just?
Yeah,
let him
man.
play Magic?
The man just wanted to play cards, man.
He
Yeah,
just
right.
wanted to play Magic the
Just
Gathering.
wanted to play with his Magic Key cards. He just wanted to play his Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Now he's absolutely demolishing the gaming press and having hit pieces written about him in mainstream media. He just wanted to play MTG.
Well,
No.
if you go to the video, this is CBS News, the official channel, 1.7 million subs. This video came out like a day ago, and it has 2,000 views.
Oh, send
Of
some.
course.
That's why they're upset. That's why they're pissed off, because no one gives a shit about CBS anymore.
Well,
Well, the
send me
thing
a
is,
link.
a lot of
I'll have
those
look.
a lot of those channels that are like that, if you sign up for a new YouTube account, you get that default list of stuff that it signs you up for. And if you in the US, it signs you up for like CBS, CNN, Vice, Vox, like all of those.
Yeah, then they never watch the videos. Like, I don't want to watch that. I don't care about CBS.
That's the thing. All their subscribers are just dead accounts. It's like mom and pop people who just signed up for YouTube and never use it again because
Yeah.
they're auto subbed up to CNN and CBS. No one actually seeks out these videos.
Well, another thing that is a problem for them, I think, is the fact that they put enough information in the headline to essentially know what the thrust of the thing is. And so what's the point in watching it? You know, if it's like Prince Harry gets a new dog or something, I'll be like, right, okay, I don't need any details on that, so I don't need to click it. I don't care. Okay, you got a new dog.
It's passing content.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I like informative titles, but I like informative titles to, decent content.
Well, yeah, but it tells you everything you need to know. If it's not, whether it's a subject that interests you or not before you watch it, and so you don't need to watch it. If it's something that it might have all the essential information in the title. It's like, well, you're kind of shooting yourselves in the foot there, guys.
And even then, they put angry gaming in quotes. It's okay. I think people forgot what quotes were for.
But yeah, we were talking about those alternative comedy nights, weren't we?
Yes,
We were.
People. I don't know. Maybe we should step it up a notch. Maybe I should finally finish that script I was writing for 9/11 the musical.
We have to stop gamers from enjoying the content they want to enjoy. We have to stop people from listening to the jokes that they enjoy. People are liking things, and that's just not acceptable.
9/11 the musical. I'm very intrigued. I really, really want to know how conspiracist it gets. See how deplatformed we can get.
I'm working on a Schindler's List musical myself, and it's coming along really well.
So yeah, Jim Sterling and Joe Vargas get called out in this article, actually.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
The gaming one?
Really,
yeah, man.
Really,
They don't...
Do they call out the angry video game nerd too?
I'm just...
They call him the angry video game
I'm just scanning
nerd.
through for names.
Really, they did an article on angry gamers, and they fingered Angry Joe. Literally his shtick for the past decade.
But what I find interesting is that him and Jim Sterling are progressive as well.
A little bit, yeah. Joe's a little bit sometimes.
Well,
Sterling, definitely.
Sterling's an SJW.
Sterling is. Joe's a normie. Really.
Yeah, but Joe just doesn't want to get involved in it, I think.
Joe's mostly fine. Joe's mostly all right.
No,
He makes decent reviews, but bad everything else. But he has good reviews.
But yeah, Anit
he's never getting
Sarkeesian,
that for
then
$7
the
back.
quartering come up.
Of course.
Like this guy, we used to do that. This guy just sits in front of his webcam and does the thing that we're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be watching us. I can't watch this guy. That shouldn't be allowed.
It's just a man in front of his web. I love how condescending they are. Like they have new studios and they can't get a tenth of the views.
His overhead is like his electricity bill. That's not fair. We have a studio. Yeah. Someone did my hair. Look at my dress. Posters.
Send me
and
a
this
link.
guy. Oh yeah, I'll send you a picture real quick of the. This was the it's from the gaming video. Just look at that.
It worth
$1 million. I mean, look at the CBS studio. Look at that. Look at all the computer monitors they have set up, and the lights, and the little logo going across the wall. Yeah. It was in downtown, LA or New York or something. God knows what they're paying in rent every month.
I like the way. Who do they think that they're announcing this to?
Yeah, like some guy at home in his living room. For 2,000 views on YouTube, man. I mean, yeah, of course they get a lot on normal cable radio or cable TV, sort of. But I mean, man, think of the upkeep and the rent. I mean, if the CBS angry gaming videos, I don't give a shit about that. What are angry gaming videos?
It's cable news, so they're talking to literal boomers, not
but
boomers like you saw.
That's exactly right? Yeah, but that's exactly why Rags is like, well, I don't care about that. Like if you're a 50-year-old man, you're just watching this like angry gaming videos. I don't care about those. I survived kids and what the war.
Do on their internet box.
I served in Basra.
I didn't bayonet Vietnamese for this.
It's like the Reefer Madness, like the articles about all the angry gamers and how YouTube is radicalizing people. That's what they blamed the whole backlash against the LGBT stuff on. Not the fact that they've like made everyone sick of it. It's Donald Trump, guys. It's Trump and it's YouTube and it's Twitter.
Everyone's becoming a Nazi. It's not they hate the SJWs.
It's not people snorting ketamine off a 12-year-old drag queen. No. Fucking Christ.
It's kind of like a culture clash almost, like where this new technologically savvy younger generation is being introduced in just the most dull way possible to the more older generations that still watch TV in the living room.
A lot of that's just background noise, though. Like, no one's actually... If they did proper market research, they'd realize no one's actually watching that. Like,
it's weird because they have, like, half-drunk bottles of water, and just it's weird. They go through the motions to sell if this is a workplace. Maybe it's a green screen, I don't know.
I love the way that Trump is trolling MSNBC on Twitter. He's tweeted out some minute-long video that's obviously a parody with "Thank you MSNBC, real professionals, Chuck Todd, Rachel Maddow." So their notifications have just been exploded by Donald Trump with a troll video.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, he's so great. You know, I don't remember. I love Tulsi Gabbard, but you know, Trump's just the lad at the moment.
They're setting up like a special panel on social media censorship, aren't they, as well?
Yes, that's what I heard.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be something that Trump's going to hammer in coming up to 2020. I imagine with the Project Veritas leaks, it's going to be even more important actually because
I'm going to say
Google's against.
They done goofed.
Yeah, they really did.
Because Google can only ignore the government for so long.
Yeah. I mean, literally, we just ignore it.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, eventually you're going to have to deal with the army. Eventually.
yeah, exactly.
That's the thing.
Exactly. Trump is not like, you know, one of those guys who's all talk, is he? He's going to do something if he wants to do it. But
he knows how much support he got in the internet in 2016. Yeah. He's just not going to be like, oh yeah, just silence all the people who, you know, were pro me during the last election. And he's an old guy. It took him a while to kind of get the picture because he doesn't look it, but he's like 73 or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. People are like, oh, Trump needs to stop paying attention. So, well, A, come on, guys, right? A, he's the president. B, he's an old man. He doesn't know the fuck.
No. The thing is, no, Trump's been smarter on this than people thought. He set up a link for people to submit a lot of the censorship stuff, and he's been collecting it, and he's going to really kick into high gear around about campaign time for 2020. Because if you remember, Trump was actually quite late to the party with the primaries and stuff. He only really ramped up his campaign properly when he needed to, and I think it's going to be a big thing. He's not going to exhaust the issue straight away. He's going to make it a big campaign issue. I think that's what he's gearing up for.
Right. Okay. I'm going to go through. In fact, I'm going to go get a new cup of tea, and then we'll go through all the super chats and whatnot. Do you guys want me to play a video or something, or do you want to watch something on Watch Together or something? Oh, you can't, can you, Scrumsh?
I'm sorry.
No, sorry. Well, you guys talk, and I'll be back in a minute if that's all right.
Yeah, let me see if there's anything that's been posted that maybe we could take a look at. The fascist subtext of Attack on Titan can't go overlooked. Oh no, they had that.
A lot of stuff.
We can go over that weird outline article. The magical thinking of guys who love logic. Do you see that?
What?
Here, I'll post it down below. This was
Please post this.
This was mind-boggling.
Thank you, outline. Very cool.
The person who wrote this article is totally not mad, guys.
Really? Did he get owned by Ben Shapiro? Is that?
I don't even know. I think it's a woman who wrote this.
Did Ben Shapiro literally kill her family? Yeah, did Ben Shapiro literally kill her family with facts and logic?
They are so upset that they get owned with facts and logic. This article is crazy. I think I was able to read. I had to stop myself and comment into the ether on it, but I got to the point where they tried to define what red pilling means, and I was like, I'm done. We're done. I'm doing something else. I'm playing more now.
This entire article is them. They're mad at anyone in studios. That's all.
Thinking of guys who love logic. Why so many men online love to use logic to win an argument and then disappear before they can find out they're wrong. In all that I've read here, I don't actually recall any arguments being made. They're so upset. This article really is totally not mad. Aisling McCree.
Just read the headline straight away. It's just they're really, really mad at anyone in studios.
The magical
it's literally just.
It's just throwing stuff out there.
No, so they're not mad at anyone in studios. Sorry, they're chilling anyone in studios. They're mad at shit. Who are they mad at here? Yeah, the intellectual dark web. Sorry.
They're mad at men out there, and they're mad at the anti-SJWs. They're mad at normies. They're mad at people. She's mad at people who just don't see the things that she sees.
They're mad at anyone who's a moderate or a centrist.
Yeah, they even put moderate and centrist into quotes. They really are upset about moderates and centrists, but that's what it's become. You can't say that you're moderate or centrist and think that that'll save you from the wrath of the SJW.
Yeah, they're mad at anyone who identifies as they lump in everyone
Not them.
They lump in everyone who's alt-right, libertarian, conservative, a fan of the intellectual dark web, moderate or centrist. So literally anyone apart from the far left.
It really is pretty much everything else. I mean, even in parentheses, they say, turns out a lot of people online are self-identifying as moderate while also believing in conspiracies about white genocide. Like, sorry all you white people out there who are getting killed, having your land taken from you, but it's a conspiracy.
Well, the thing is, if you read the article it links to, it's them talking about South Africa, which is quite literally an attack on
I mean, their pro-black socialist government really isn't fond of the whites. I don't know. It should be one of those blatantly, obviously presented things that's terrible. But there's just some block in their head where they can't accept it.
How dare they believe in the well-documented attacks on white farmers in South Africa? What conspiracy theorists? I love that. Although their beliefs may not be identical, there are common, distinct patterns in the way they speak or type. Specifically, these guys, and they usually are guys, love using terms like logic. Ah, dear.
There was even the idea to these people that somebody can be both opposed to violence to black people on the basis of race and violence to white people on the basis of race. They can't grasp that. There's just a doorstop in there.
I wish I could have a screenshot of this, but the entry channel, like the gateway channel, is literally just people going, "Hi, I'm a gay non-binary Maoist, and I'd like to join your server, please, because I'm leftist enough."
All from closing together.
Okay, they chill Chepo Trap House here, which I once went to their Discord, because apparently their Discord was once discussing me, because I got a bunch of screenshots, and basically to join their Discord, you have to shill your leftist credentials. The most crazy shit.
Hello, fellow communists.
Yes, how do you do, fellow communists?
How do you do?
It's like you have to literally shill yourself as a rainbow commie, as a crazy person to join their Discord.
This really is a fascinating article. It really actually is. It's like looking into the mind of a crazy person, who just lives in some parallel reality.
It hits all the high points. We're seeing attacks on logic, shilling Chapel Trap House. I'm waiting to see that they once posted on something awful. You gotta hit the high points there.
I mean, they try. This article attempts to go very in depth about logic and rationality and anything, but they don't seem to address any actual arguments that are made. They're just throwing out this broad, generalized idea that these people out there that are everything that I'm not, they're not doing it right. Feelings as a way of, I guess, validating, like science or whatever. Something to that degree. I need to find it. I'm going to Control F. Let's see. Feelings comes. I'll tell you. It's almost like hearsay. I want to say there's a part of this that talks about emotion in or feelings. Okay. Let's see. According to his supporters and even many who might not support him, Ben Shapiro loves facts. Why? Well, because he says he loves facts. He's not basing his assertion on feelings, and we know this because he says he isn't. Of course, to assert this as a positive thing requires the presupposition that feelings are inherently bad and irrelevant to political discourse, which is not necessarily true. But to talk about this would require an in-depth knowledge of epistemology and political philosophy, which is beyond the scope of this piece.
No, they literally want to have their emotions define everything, and they're
They
mad when
really
people
do.
say they should. It's
Well,
literally this is why people don't want women in politics. That they're making an argument. They're basically making an argument here that women shouldn't vote or make decisions.
it's
It's like,
interesting because when you see like Ben Shapiro, one of his strengths is that he's a great debater.
he
And
is.
he'll say things like, "All right, well, in this year, this happened, and the Department of Justice says it happened. These are the statistics, and statistics are a representation of what happens in reality." I mean, it's
Just don't show him
just
statistics about
numbers.
Israel.
Yeah, just yeah. Uh, but it's like he'll go up and do these debates and say, "This is what the fact of reality is," and that's what he builds his arguments on. That's the way that he puts his stuff out there. Here's a cold hard fact, and that's just bad because it's a lot easier, I guess, or it's I guess it's a kind of alternative to instead address what the fact is, to try and squirm in this way of saying, "Oh yeah, well feelings matter too," and not even worry about the fact. Because it's really hard in the face of a cold hard truth to just soldier on. Because for a lot of people, it's kind of the be all end all.
They also reference Wikipedia. It's like Wikipedia defines logic, and it's like Jesus Christ.
Like, okay.
This whole thing is torturous.
Well, it's like
This whole thing.
let me give you the definition of logic and rationality. It's like, okay, but like he's like the stats from last year, right? Like they're really bad. We should do something about these stats I mentioned because we want to make those
like,
better.
For men, especially insecure and socially dislocated men, the idea of rationality can be kind of a comfort blanket. They've yet to make a counter argument though.
Yeah, there are no arguments here. There's no counter argument. There's not even really any concepts being presented, because even if you don't have a specific, I guess, counter argument on the other side to latch onto and rebut, you can still present, positively your side. You can still present your concept or your principle, and you can talk about how great it is, instead of just this amorphous blob of people out there in the ether of the internet are like this, and I'm going to label all of them this certain way, and that's bad for reasons I have yet to describe, nor will I describe. That's why this whole article is totally not mad. I mean, there's a lot of words. I mean, there's definitely a lot of words here, but there's not really a lot of being said. There's no point really. They bring up new atheism. Perhaps the nadir of the movement was 2011's Elevator Gate, in which a prominent new atheist woman mentioned that a man had behaved in a fake news. It's flat out untrue.
They're bringing up again high points. Elevator Gate's a deep cut for them, but it really was the starting point of them taking over all these subcultures. What was that bitch called in Elevator Gate? I can't remember her name.
I would know the name. Rebecca Watson? Appropriately to her at an atheist convention, and advised other women to avoid this situation in the future, and lots of atheist men promptly lost their shit. You see, this is the framing of what happened is insane and just Can you believe that some piece of shit asked me to go and have coffee with him? Can you believe the nerve, the patriarchy? The harassment, the sexual harassment.
Someone talks like the whole point of that, and it was so ridiculous. And the bigger deal they made of it, the more ridiculous it became. Is that someone talked to her in an elevator and asked her if she would like to have a cup of coffee with him. Like that is literally all that happened.
That's insane. Yeah, he's like, hey, let's have a cup of coffee and talk about, whatever. I just can't. This is why the people like this are just vile. They are vile people. Will randomly compliment them, or or maybe even ask them out, or say that there's something like, because people are normal. Normal people like these things.
Well, it's weird because a lot of people pay attention to articles like this.
And I've talked to a lot of ladies. Never once has this ever happened to me. Just the idea, contrary to what a lot of people think, women like to be complimented. Women like when strangers.
And they let it govern their behavior. And I've been told, like, time and time and time again, there's just dozens of people saying that the men they encounter now are incredibly meek, and that they are just incapable of taking control of situations, and that they will not be assertive. And that's like, you got to be careful. You got to filter out the crazies. But as long as you can get a good handle on someone, like, that's mostly what people want. They want someone who'll be assertive, someone who'll act more in charge, and that's just something that people can't find now. I need to do a proper thing on it. I should stop posting on Twitter because my Twitters just disappear. They get swallowed up by the memory hole. But like, there's been this whole thing of like the death of, like, I don't want to say alpha male because that's such an overused meme concept.
The death
Like,
of like assertiveness or aggression.
yeah, it's almost like the death of
Drive.
the dom. If you wanna put it in like those kind of terms.
Yeah,
It's like,
and I don't want that.
I know you know, you fucking degenerate.
I mean, even when it comes to women, I don't want a woman who's just meek and introverted, and she doesn't, she just rolls with everything, and she's so passive. It's almost like she's a shell of a person, and she's just along for the ride in life instead of living one.
I don't know. Is she Japanese? Anyway, sorry. And it's
Anything
weird.
you want,
It's
Rags Chan?
fuck. No, some people do want that, but oh god.
I think a lot of people maybe might want that in like a fetishy in the moment way in their heads.
No. I know what you mean. No. Like
Yeah.
actually someone who just doesn't have an opinion. No, there are people who are more. I don't know. It's more complex than that. But yeah, I get what you
Yeah,
mean.
you don't
Someone
want
who
like
just,
a blank, passive, never willing to stand up for themselves or be assertive in any way.
no, you don't. And that's what this whole mindset is turning men into. Like, they are so scared to act out of line in any way because, like, asking someone for coffee in an elevator turned into a giant like a Me Too style incident that basically destroyed the atheist convention circuit.
Oh, is this Rebecca Watson?
Yes, it
the
is.
article we're reading.
We're on the outline article right now. We're talking about that outline article, which is
Right, yeah.
magical.
It's nuts. It's hitting, like, they mentioned Chapel Trap House. They're talking about Elevator Gate, Ben Shapiro. They're very, very mad about logic. They talk about Wikipedia's definition of logic because apparently they run out of things to talk about halfway through.
Right.
They say that Marx was an Enlightenment philosopher.
Well, that's true.
Well, look at the way that these people are just in their own little world. YouTube is full of videos titled things like "Brilliant Ben Shapiro destroys college feminists with reason and intelligence." The prevalence of the term destroy is interesting. If you destroy something, it's not there to bother you anymore, so you don't have to worry about it any longer.
Chernobyl.
My
But the thing
favorite
is,
one
it's not like Ben Shapiro
destroys my sandcastle I spent all day making.
Yeah, but Ben Shapiro didn't put that video up, did he?
Yeah.
You know, it's not Ben Shapiro titling it. That's just some pleb in their bedroom titling it that. But yeah, you could destroy something and then have it be a massive nuisance for many years afterwards, actually, love.
Oh, it's just like they don't get. Yeah, destroys me. Yeah, that's what destroy. Yeah, fucking
It's a
idiot.
meme. Like,
it is
Ben
a meme.
Shapiro, I love
It
that.
literally is. The right-leaning corners of the internet are full of admiration for just how logical Ben Shapiro is. It's like, it ain't just the right-leaning corners.
Yeah, well, what? Why is that bad?
It's like, what can you? If you're admiring how logical Ben Shapiro is, or how he presents himself, even then,
Yeah,
that you're right-leaning.
dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
See, I found that bit about Marx, right? In reality, the Enlightenment was composed of a loose, messy assortment of people with very different ideas. Okay, but that doesn't change the fact that it was a period of intellectual history that we call the Enlightenment, even if it was a loose, messy assortment of people with very different ideas.
Well, the thing is, it's interesting because the concept of the Enlightenment was essentially reinvented in the late 19th century.
Yeah.
And when we talk about the Enlightenment, it's more in a colloquial way.
Yeah.
We talk about it as in the ideas that came out of the, I guess, popular idea of what the Enlightenment is, rather than the historical reality.
Well, we're talking produce French revolutions because it's not collectivist, it's individualist, right? But this next bit where they're like, you can even include Marx as an Enlightenment philosopher if you like. That's a very interesting statement because there's no question.
This person's...
Right, there's no question that Marx is a product of the Enlightenment. The question is whether realism, really, when we say the Enlightenment. That's what people are talking about, like the sort of founding ideals of the American Republic.
Yes.
That's what people... that specifically is English liberalism. It's not French liberalism, which is important to define it against, because it doesn't prefer or not.
This is like a fucking online journalist leftist bingo. They quote fucking drill here, I swear to God.
They do, yeah.
This person's I could smell it. This person's a goon. They paid the $10.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
I think the closest that they ever actually do kind of get to sort of maybe making an argument in this testament is they have a paragraph here that says Shapiro maintains that gay parents shouldn't adopt children because, quote, a man and a woman do a better job of raising a child than two men or two women, end quote. And at the end, they believe some of the things that he says, and at the end, they say none of it seems like a logic to me. It's like, well, if you actually go through each one, like I don't agree with Shapiro there, but I see the logic in what Shapiro is trying to say. You know, and then the next thing they show, he insists on misgendering trans people because he believes that pronouns should be used based on a person's chromosomes. It's like, I see the logic in that. It's like you might not agree with it. That doesn't mean that there's not a logical idea that's in there. Well, and then they say a position that would get you laughed out of a room either by medical professionals or of linguists. I mean, I don't know if appeal to authority fallacies are logical.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what she's saying, especially people like this.
Both sides can have logic in them. Now, it's not like it's not like everything is 100% right, or objectively right, objectively wrong, and one has logic and one has none. Like
he's wrong again without evidence. It's like I'm sure the problem is all these people, they write these, and I'm sure if she actually tried to debate Ben Shapiro, she would get destroyed with facts and logic because people don't tend to do very well.
People use logic as a method in order to find out the best outcome for a given or a desired goal that they have. Well, and so when he says,
the thing with the SJWs is obviously they follow a form of logic as well, right? And there is actually a formal logical structure to what they do. It's called ex contradictione I can't pronounce this, quadruplet. From a contradiction, infer what you like. P, not P, therefore Q, right? So basically, if you say there are two genders, men or two sexes, male or female, and they say, but I have found an intersex person, then anything follows. Here we are. I've contradicted your worldview, and now there's nothing. You know, anything you like. So we can say, okay, well, that person doesn't exist, or that person has to be this, or that, or whatever. Or we have to destroy gender roles. It's anything. It's all up for grabs at this point, right? So that's the logic.
Do this all the time with media criticism too. Like it follows through in every
one, and it's just like, well, that's pointless, isn't it? You know.
Most of it. Well, I once had this very specific personal experience that disproves everything you just said, and it disproves all these statistics and all this evidence.
But therefore, communism.
Oh yeah. Well, this one thing happened in the movie, so you have no room to criticize literally anything else that happens in the movie.
Yeah,
like we see this all the time on EFAP.
Yeah,
it's like if there's one thing, it's all fair game.
Yeah, point of this is the thing with all the SJW shit when they're knocking things down with contradictions, they always go. Therefore, we need to push for equality. So why can't we push for fascism?
Literally, well, that's how critical theory works.
Yeah.
I mean, look at if you look around, you'll find people who are born with 11 fingers, right? Well then,
Human beings
fuck.
don't have 10 fingers, man.
I'm telling you, man. Chop off the 8-year-old's dick. As far as I'm concerned, it's late. It just logically follows.
That's what I mean. It's like I made the same argument to someone. It's like saying there are two genders is like saying, human beings are born with two legs. Not everyone is born with two legs. There are birth deformities, but like if someone
Individual
came up to you-
outliers disprove generalities, don't you
Yeah.
know?
if
So
someone
can
came up to you
I?
and said,
So sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Can I go through some super chats? I noticed that a lot
"Oh,
have
of
been
course,
building
you
up.
are
Yeah,
back
yeah.
from your tea break in quotes."
Yes, quote unquote. Yeah, predicted the Euro, which is interesting, and all these
I will
other
say,
times.
yeah, very prescient politically. Terrible grenade rules.
That's true. But otherwise, I quite like
If
the
you
rules
want to
set.
see more of that, look up.
Look in Cyberpunk 2020 lore. PJW did a video on it. It's red pilled as hell. Dude, I have a copy of the original Cyberpunk 2020 manual around somewhere. It was remarkably prescient on a lot of stuff. I don't remember the identity politics bit that he showed, but
Our Cyberpunk 2020 campaign, because good lord.
yeah, they're bound to be up somewhere still. Thank you, Primus. Ratface Shapiro has several cringy videos in his channel with destroys in all caps. Are you sure that's his channel? And that wasn't a very charitable characterization.
Rat-faced Shapiro. Listen, some people are born with rat faces, and
Yeah.
it's not very polite of you or progressive of you to make fun of them for a characteristic they didn't choose.
Something Awful is overrun by SJWs, banned until 2033. Jesus. Ben Shapiro destroys Iran with facts and rockets. Yeah.
Facts and rockets.
So
I don't want.
Oh, sorry.
Iran is going to be a problem. They already are, but they really are going to be like an issue.
I don't think they've got any power. I don't see what they can do.
I don't know. I think it's the way the funding of terrorist groups and their
Who doesn't do
constant.
that?
Well, Iran, they do it a lot, though.
Yeah, true.
Are you saying that? Oh yeah, well, some other people fund terrorist groups, so it's all fair game.
I'm just saying I don't really want us to invade Iran because
I don't either.
it'll go badly.
Okay, I think they should. Someone made a good joke about this the other day. They're not going to invade Iran. They're doing it to honor John McCain's memory. It's the John McCain Memorial War.
John McCain Memorial War. That's great.
It's the equivalent of burying him in YouTube.
I can't remember.
Bury John McCain in Iran is what he wanted.
They're going to put his ashes in a tomahawk missile.
Bury me in the
Fire at
Arabian.
And it's
God.
the weirdest and gayest thing I've ever seen. I'll find you just this. It was this one screen I paused on, and I'm just sat there thinking, is this a parody of me or what? Is it you? You know?
Hello. Yeah,
For re-invading
Memorial
Vietnam,
War.
guys.
That made me laugh.
Yeah, Stefan Sanderson. I saw what Wosley and Creationist Cat have become. Disgusting. Yeah, I tried. Someone sent me a video that Creationist Cat had done where he's singing. It was just the strangest fucking thing. Let me.
Well, he chose a cat as his icon, so we know he's a loser.
Sorry. I don't know. Sorry, here we go.
Oh, I'm kind of bracing myself.
What?
Hang on.
Like you know that moment where you're on a roller coaster and you're going up and you're just about to
Yeah.
go over the it's kind of
We're reaching the apex here.
we're in the end game now.
I'll send you the screenshot. Hang on. Sorry, I was just showing the
God.
stream just because it's like, what the fuck am I looking at, Vadim?
And you do know about the ill-fated. Oh my god! What the fuck? Oh my god! He made that. That's an adult.
Creationist
An
Cat, like-
adult made that.
He keeps coming to my Twitter when I have one and being like, well,
Oh
actually...
my goodness!
And I always reply... I don't know why he keeps replying to me, because I always reply with the same thing. I say, sir, you pretend to be a cat on the internet. And that's all I ever say.
Oh my goodness!
Sir?
Is that what he
Sorry.
looks like now?
I guess so.
Oh my goodness! Oh man,
Like he's just putting in Photoshop pictures of me and singing about me. Because I happen to
That's-
quite like Bolsonaro. It's like, hey, Vadim, that's me owned, buddy.
is that guitar upside down? I hate to be that guy, but is that guitar upside down?
Let me have a look.
I'm not. I don't. No, I don't follow guitar or play guitar.
Yes, that is the wrong way round.
Okay, I thought it felt a little strange.
Yeah, like Brian May was not left-handed. That is the wrong. Even if you were playing left-handed, that'd still be the wrong way round. Yeah, that guitar's flipped.
Maybe that's part of the joke.
Is he doing a reverse Hendrix with that? Like,
I honestly don't know, but honestly, like I said,
why
someone
did you
sent
point
me
that out,
it,
Rags? That
and I was just like,
you ever seen Misery?
Yeah.
I just wonder what the fuck I'm doing to these people, man. That makes them do this to themselves.
This is obsession level.
I
You're
don't
gonna
know.
wake up in his bed with broken legs, dude.
Did you listen to the song? I almost feel bad not watching it because
No,
he clearly put so much effort into it.
I will do. V put it in the Discord channel. I like press play and then jump
That's-
to a thing to see like what was halfway in.
This is nightmarish. This is like
and I was probably it's quite scary, isn't it? But anyway, are communists even people? Well, new IKB 44272. I have yet to see any genetic proof that they are.
To see the answer to that question, tune into Arch Warhammer on Wednesdays, where we find out are communists people. Coming to a Russian front near you.
Salgon, what do you think the best way to handle the Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland border when the UK is no longer part of the EU? I think just do it technologically, like scan barcodes and stuff. To see on various things, do a weekly check or something on the warehouses. I don't know. You can do anything rather than just put up a hard border. Or just live with the fucking piracy or something. I don't know. If there's a better option than terrorism, I don't see a problem. I know I can beat you better than your man because any girl like you deserves a forceful hand. Jesus, Murray Burnett. I've never heard that song before. Stop calling them SJWs, call them neo-Marxists.
I believe that's an uwu. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I think is I'll get in trouble with the British media if I make a joke about this. So I just have to move on.
That's just something a free speech extremist would complain about.
Yeah, exactly right. Yes, they are neo-Marxists. You're noir. They are indeed. It's just SJW is. It sounds more pejorative, frankly. Neo-Marxist sounds too formal. Fucking
SJW is a bit more of a blanket term.
Yeah.
A bit more catch-all.
Someone is trying to make a GOATSy the task force to regulate tech and tweet POTUS. Can provide links if you want. I have no idea. I don't know anything about that, I'm afraid, Das Carlin.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, thanks, Dev. Bobby Lee. I saw Jake from the Bible Reloaded catfight Christy Winters on Kevin Logan's stream. Need lore on why he thinks you're a literal Nazi. What? Does he?
Oh yeah, the Bible Reloaded. I remember when I used to watch them years ago.
He thinks I'm a literal
weird.
Nazi. I want to know why.
Yeah? I would. Yeah, I'd ask what position do I hold that makes me
Yeah,
Nazi.
that's weird.
It's all my Jewish friends.
Yeah.
They went completely off.
Don't
the
let them
deep end,
find
I
out.
remember that.
They went completely
Like-
off atheist, and I'm on YouTube.
You were never a YouTube atheist, though.
No, I never
You
made
never
videos
did-
about atheism. No. Oh no, I think I made like
No.
1 or 2, but like I've made 1,000 videos.
I say, yeah, it's never been a main. People think you started off as a
You
YouTube.
say?
Yeah, they did. They used to do the Quran Reloaded, but they do it less and less now, and now they end up complaining on YouTube about people like you, because they went full. I don't know what is it about like you.
So
like,
there are
people
12
think you
viewers
used
now?
to be a YouTube atheist, Sargon, for some reason. YouTube atheist, and that's just not. Maybe they're mixing you up with early Thunderfoot, which is funny considering.
Yeah.
I mean, I followed the community. I watched the media of it, so I guess I just had that kind of cultural air around me when the sort of terminology I'd use or something like that.
Yeah, I keep up with a lot of them.
Yeah.
Do you own a katana?
No,
Me?
no. Like
Do you have a fedora?
no,
My long sword is on the way. It arrives in February.
I have a
You're not a
bronze
real
sword that I
atheist,
made.
then. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, I know. I secretly bananas. I
don't
don't
talk
shove
about
them up
it.
my ass and then film it.
I'm not gay. I have dicks up my ass, not bananas.
Sorry.
But yeah,
Most
some
insulting things you could do. It's not a fedora, it's a trilby.
imagine if Trump has to put Google HQ under
wait,
siege.
wait.
Fuck, that would be a hilarious thing to watch.
Okay, one more question. What are your
Go on.
feelings about bananas?
And second son of liberty. Imagine if Trump has to put the Google HQ under siege. Now that would honestly be the funniest thing in the world. If there's all this regulation, and Google are told to comply, and they literally keep ignoring, and they don't do anything, and so eventually he has to send in the fucking army to Google.
Like they will literally have cops knocking on Google HQ doors with firearms because eventually you're going to have to enforce the court order. That's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What are they going to do? Get all libertarian about it? Sundar Pichai and
Secretary's
Season
like,
Majuki just be on the roof with shotguns or something. Fucking. Oh dear. Right. Ace 1918. This guy made the verified Adolf Hipster meme. I discovered it earlier and I loved it. So yeah, Ace 1918. Go check him out. I've even used it from the few. Yeah, he's been talking about the Vox apocalypse and the Donald getting hit. I'll post a link to his channel actually. I'm going to post it in my Discord. See Discord privileges. Do I post it in the long walls and then at everyone, Scrump?
No.
Wrong
don't
answer.
Do it, Dev. That's
again making like good informative videos about like things that are happening, and it's really useful to keep in contact with, like keep an awareness of people who are doing that. Where am I going to post it?
Dev. Don't be Dev. Okay. No, not even Dev wants to be Dev.
It's too late now. I regret nothing.
I need to stop being so mean to Dev.
I think Discordia does need to demod me in some way.
No one man should have all that power.
Thankfully, there's no responses. Oh, no one can see this channel. Right, okay, well then, I'll post it in one they can see. Thank you. Damn it, Discord is laughing at me. Okay, fine. I'll do it until I fucked it up enough until it works. The mainstream media is dead, and we all know it. Pretty much, and they're aware. So the chat's like, no! I'm so sorry. I'm such a dick. Sestra, thank you very much, man. Block-free top-level domains, i.e. TK, ML, GA, CF, and GQ. Block them.
There's a lot of Discord phishing things going around right now.
Right, okay.
If anyone's like, just don't click invites people send you to Discords and stuff. There's a lot of fake ones going around.
Right, okay. Yeah. YouTube gave me this free. Thank you, Jeff. I'm 100% on board for 9/11 the musical, said Elmin Wolfsbane. So, Scrum, you should get writing, really. Come on, it could be really meme-worthy as well. Imagine if you did put it on at the... make sure you don't need much in the way of scenery. You probably would be able to do it at Comedy Unleashed.
I had an idea for it. I have like an outline.
Honestly, you should like co-write with Dankula or something, because I bet he'd make it hilarious.
I honestly do.
You really should, actually, because that would genuinely be hilarious. 9/11 the musical. And the thing is, what they can do, act like they give a shit. You know, it's like fucking hell. You know, there are 9/11 memes all over the place, and you don't say a word. We make 9/11 the musical, and suddenly you're up in arms.
Suddenly, everyone loses their mind.
So don't worry about it. It's just that time some guys did something.
Yes, exactly.
I'd love it if it was like Vice. It just says Scrum Monkey, creator of 9/11 the musical.
You'll end up with a Wikipedia page.
Who brought you 9/11 the musical?
Literally, it would be like Twitter activity. Scrump has been featured many times in mainstream media outlets and has caused several shutdowns of schools and hospitals for apparent terror threats on Twitter.
The subject of countless articles.
And, they misinterpreted a meme.
YouTube cleaned up search results for feminist wrecked in 2016 meltdown videos. Fuck.
We can't have feminists getting erect.
No, that sucks.
Can't have people seeing that.
They were really good good ways of like red pilling millions of normies, you know?
Yeah, they were. Because they get a lot of views. People want to see that.
Rebels at a speakeasy. I don't know what that was contextually in reference to. Disable posting links in chat, please. I will figure it out when we're not on the stream, I promise. I mean, this wave of bots is a new thing, isn't it? So, feminists getting wrecked. We need different words that mean the same thing so people can still find them. That's how we beat the algorithms, by constantly changing our lingo. Sounds like Johan Koshi found some undesirable... the grave sites in Flanders are also mostly men. Yeah, they never point that out, though, do they? Never point that out. Marie Bernadette Benedict. Get back in the kitchen, ladies. Nobody wants to hear what you think. Your husband should beat you better. Jesus. Well, I disavow. Rags, please lynch me until my brow furrows, says Dojo Whistle. Disavow. Morning, Captain. Well, it's morning here. It's evening here. You in Pacific time or something?
It's going to be morning in about 45 minutes.
5 in the afternoon for me.
Tell V he reminds me of Dr. Nick Riviera from The Simpsons. Well, I would do, but he's not here. But I don't know where he is.
Hi, everybody.
I'm sure he'll ask you to
hi,
stream
Dr.
later.
V.
Oh, Discordia is deleting the bots. Thank you, Discordia. If you can tell me how to disable the things, I'll disable them afterwards, man.
Discordia is basically like, you see those people on like the bus and they have like a wrangler? Like, Discordia is like your Todd wrangler.
Yes, she is, yes. The boomer wrangler. Thanks, Mugwump. Are you going to watch the Democrat debate? Probably not. I'll probably just wait for any meme-worthy stuff to come out of it. Honestly, because there's so many of them and they're all shit apart from Tulsi. So it's just like, wait, I'll just catch the bits where they've said something stupid in Spanish. What's your boy's opinion on Big D traps then? Right.
Oh, I love them.
Scrump.
Oh, all traps are valid. Hashtag
There we go.
all traps matter.
Both the big D and the little D traps are magical in their own ways.
Yes.
Hashtag traps are gay.
Yeah.
A boomer, a Trudeauite, and a massive walks into the bar, reminiscing about spider lollies. Oh no, wait, that's Massa Hipster. Jesus Christ, I'm not even going to start picking that apart. I disavow. Rags disavowed.
We're a serious channel.
Yeah. Rags disavowed lynching, but what about you, Sargon? That's a good point. I have yet to disavow lynching. Tomorrow's headline, Carl Benjamin, ex-UKIP MEP candidate, fails to disavow lynching when given the opportunity. Why do you leave Arch and V almost ruined Operation Barbarossa? Yeah, sorry, man. Family stuff came up, and there was nothing I could do about it.
Yeah, we did good though. I think it's gonna turn out pretty well.
Man, I'm gonna listen to it after we've done the stream because it sounds awesome. Really, really gutted I missed it. So I was just watching Ritualist's art. Oh, by the way, everyone should probably follow Ritualist on Twitter because he tweets out all the arts and stuff like that for them, and it's
Ritualist
so
is a good boy.
He's awesome. He puts so much expression into his art, and the little the stills from the adventure are just full of life, and they really capture like an essence to it. It's really good. Thank you. I'm not giving my name to a machine. Ask these people if Sudan needs more white politicians. Well, it's for diversity. They don't seem to understand this.
Very simple, guys.
Just got off vacation. Have to do the Outer Banks in NC. It was really fun. I could stay there for 4 months and not see or do everything. NC? Oh, they fucking
NC?
spell-
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I need to go to the sort of flyover states at some point.
How dare no? I've been to a lot of places in the US, and yeah, you do. We need to go visit Merc again at some point. We need to
Lovely with nice people.
Well, I'm sure I'll
need to
see
shoot
Merc
that
at the
50 count.
ICMI, going to the International Conference on Men's Issues. I'm sure
I
I'll
wish
see
I
him
was
there.
going to that.
Sounds pretty sexist to me.
Well, it's a bunch of men talking about how stuff sucks and no one wants to talk about it. And then they'll get told they're not allowed to talk about it because they're bad people if they do, which is pretty rough, in my opinion. Because stuff, it does suck and does need to be fixed.
I like it how, like, they have no trouble with female speakers.
Yeah,
Like
it's actually, like the honey badgers are the most important people there, basically, as far as I can tell. Well, no, that's not strictly true, but they're some of the most influential. They really are very influential in the men's rights movement, and they're never given any credit for it by the SJWs. Obviously.
If you're an MRA, then you hate women. But the idea that feminists hate men is, I can't believe it. No. It's inconceivable.
It's ridiculous.
El Hombre Naranja Es Malo, the Dems last night. I don't know what that means. The man something?
The Dems last night? The Democrats last night?
Hang on.
I have no idea.
What?
I'm not El Scrumpo anymore. I can't speak Spanish.
I don't know why anyone would speak Spanish. Oh, it means the orange man is bad. That's actually really good. That's actually a really great.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
The orange man.
Poodles as a dog.
It's like Latin on Mars, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a language, and it is technically all that thing, but it's not one of the important ones that we talk about.
Yeah. Why though?
Lol.
Yeah.
Imagine being Spanish.
The Dems lost.
Oh no.
Yes. Oh, see.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Listen, guys. I know in the Americas, that Spanish as a language has like cultural weight, but in Europe, Spanish as a language is like, yeah. No, I've been to Spain a couple of times. It's actually really nice. The people there are lovely. But this is the thing about European nationalities: we roast each other. How do you think Carlos Maz's father, a Cuban refugee, would feel that his son is a communist? Probably mildly disappointed, I would think, or at least thankful that he's in a country that probably isn't going to become communist.
His father didn't flee from real communism.
Yeah, I bet his father's rowing away going, well, that was just a failed experiment, but next time... let's chat Stormzy on Saturday, Torquay, Glasgow time. Yeah. Well, I'll be in Torquay. I don't.
Oh, I've got it pulled up. I googled it and I pulled it up, so I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take a look at it after the stream's done. But I've got it pulled up on a tab here.
I had a free super chat. Oh, thank you, Code Guy. Stormzy though. Rags, have you seen the Chalk Eaters Bethesda music video? You would love it.
The Chalk Eaters, the Bethesda music
video.
Yay.
Yeah, for the people who messed me about the spam, sorry at the time. Carlos would have a smug that smug grin that he has in his avatar while he pulls the trigger. Yeah, he would. I mean, honestly, right, the way that he's crowing about getting people deplatformed on Twitter and then being like, oh yeah, I've got no power. I'm not like the communist Thanos or something. It's like, well, dude, you are getting people fucking removed. So, I mean, I'm just saying, have you considered that perhaps you're a piece of shit?
If only we had as much power as people who are powerless these days.
Yeah, right. I would love to have as much power as the poor and oppressed these days.
Ah.
If only I was so marginalized, Carlos.
I wish I was marginalized. It sounds like it's the shit. I heard how he wanted to remove the dislike button. And I'm like, the only people I hear asking for that are like Mundane Matt and Wasley and stuff. And it just so happens that the people who want the dislike button gone are people whose videos are real.
Yeah, right. Instead, it's just that no one listens to me. Everyone listens to the marginalized. Vampire the Masquerade.
I will say...
Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I would just say, I watched your Wasley thing. I just thought about what an unusual coincidence that was.
Everyone
There
listens.
seems to be this recipe for
That-
people who end up like that. People like Mundane Matt, people like Wars,
Like a
people like
template,
Kraut to
yeah.
an extent, in that they get owned and can't unown themselves. Like they can't have a sense of humor about stuff that's happened. They end up completely destroying their entire career trying to get back at these imagined slights that people have made against them. It consumes them. It's fucking like they all suffer from exactly the same ailment, and it's fascinating.
Yeah. I hate this person now, so I'll delete all my stuff and go to the other side politically, or they said mean things about me, so I'll flag them all, or something. Something happens.
Well, the thing with a lot of the ones against me is that generally I don't really feel that what I've done warrants the kind of disproportionate obsession from their side. Like I've probably made like one video about Creationist Cat in my entire time on YouTube, maybe two, and yet he talks about me a lot, and so it's like, right, so I can only assume that he views me as some kind of god that speaks down from the heavens, and suddenly he's got to go around trying to put out fires about stuff I've said. I can only imagine that like he views me as being superior to him, because I just view him as a guy. It's like, just get on with your life, man.
So I mean, they can't like people assume that I remember like things they've said.
Yeah.
There's people who've been mad at me because I memed on them for literally years. Like literally years, and it's like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Seriously, like who are half these people? It's like,
There are some there's some people on the internet, and eventually the fact that they don't know how to handle being on the internet catches up to them,
Well,
Like, just-
I do want to listen to that Christy Winters Bible Reloaded one though. That actually
let's do
does
it.
sound interesting.
Oh yeah, because I don't have a dog in this fight, so I'm like, oh yeah, go for it. Yeah, let's see
just
what
like
happens.
ooh. Ah.
It's like watching two sports teams, on a championship game. They're
Yeah.
neck and neck, and you don't care about either of them.
It's like that GIF with like the two monkeys fighting and the Simpsons one.
Yeah.
It's like that JoJo meme I see floating around, where the guy's drinking the tea, and two people are beating up on someone, and then he joins in. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly. But Vampire the
Scrump does,
Masquerade.
because he's a meme lord.
Good.
I know what you're talking about. I don't like JoJo though.
I don't know anything about JoJo.
I know the memes are okay. The show's terrible.
I don't. I've never even heard of it. Vampire the Masquerade When I Went. I thought I answered this one earlier, but Archer's channel. But Brendan, I wouldn't even deplatform you. Thank you. Ace again. Hi again. Hello, EC Morgan. And I think that's it. Right. So please don't send any more. But thank you for people who have sent. I really appreciate them. Right. So yeah, I'm probably going to go because I want to just chill out and play some games. Because I made a video earlier on.
I'm
the
gonna
main channel.
sleep. I'm gonna Got a long weekend of partying ahead of me, quite literally.
Oh, that's good.
It's gonna be lovely. It's gonna be lovely
sorry.
this weekend, guys.
Sorry, I
If you're
just
in the UK, get some sunshine.
Yeah, I went flyering in Torquay the other day, which is why I'm sunburnt, because the weather reports all said thunderstorms, so I brought a brolly and a fucking coat. That wasn't much use, was it? With it, we had to march up and down these hills in the baking sun around just just housing estates. So there aren't exactly that many shops around to get drinks from as well. It was quite
Use it as a
nightmarish,
parasol.
actually. Well, I had my hands full because I was handing out things. But yeah, 9/11 the musical should follow an extraordinarily mediocre office worker stuck in a dead-end job that has an existential crisis.
Yes.
Through his unique circumstances, he learns to laugh, love, and how to accept the hand he's been dealt. So someone in the tower, is that what we're saying?
It's song titles,
Yeah.
Lament to Building 7,
Yeah.
A plane has hit the second tower,
Yeah,
all the high points.
You can cut away to whoever's perpetuating the attack as well. And so you have like a weaving storyline through it.
Yes.
That's
It's
such
gonna
a
be
great idea. That's such a great troll idea. Right. Oh, thanks, Ammo Jack. I really appreciate it, man. The
Have you ever
SJW's
heard of klezmer?
klezmer. No. But the SJWs are calling Hassan Piker sexist because he made fun of a female Democrat. There's a video of him going aggro.
The thing writes itself. That's the
Yeah, it
thing.
really does, actually. How are you going to involve Mossad? I really have to know.
Oh, you see the. I won't ruin that.
Okay, yeah. I posted it to my Telegram. I haven't actually seen it yet, but it was just such a funny thing to read. Because I was, outside, so I couldn't post it. But I couldn't watch it. But yeah, it's like, it sounds like you're going to make me go full reactionary or something. It's like, well, dude, to be honest with you, the SJWs are fucking awful, and you're not like a giant loser, so why would you be an SJW? I just don't get it.
Yeah, enjoy your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Don't.
Yeah. But right, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Scrump and Rags, for coming on. I nearly said Vina.
Yeah, sure.
No, it was really cool, and it was nice to just hang out and chat. Because it's not something I've been doing much, so it's nice to finally have a little bit of time to relax before I have to go to America in a few days. Assuming my Esther comes back in time, which it bloody better.
This is America.
America. I might be banned for not even raping someone. It'd be awful. Does America ban people for that sort of thing? I assume they don't.